What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Danganronpa Let's Play. In this episode, we are going to continue on to Chapter 6, which I believe is the final chapter before the epilogue. This chapter is a little bit different. There's no daily life, it's just deadly life, I'm pretty sure. So this episode's probably going to be a little bit longer than all the other ones, but I'm not too sure. I might split up into 2 episodes. Don't know. But anyways, let's get right into it. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Do we just head up here, or do we have to talk to her? It's locked, but we have a way to open the door. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. Whoops. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Now, can I go up here? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open up this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, and ultimate death. Deadly life. After leaving the garage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal door, or a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Dude, how did they survive that fall to begin with, though? Holy crap. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always been that way. Seen it that way. But, sorry, if you're new here, I suck at reading. I throw in random different words for some reason. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You wouldn't have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
Dude, I can't read. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in the line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looks at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. The shadow had been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of the shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him that we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family? To just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. We are connected by heart and soul? Hey. No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Let's go! No more climbing! Looks like this is it. On the other side of the store, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. Dude, why didn't you just take the ladder down then instead of like jumping down in trash? I mean, I guess maybe a camera? I don't know.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So what's the next step once we get out of here? I should ask Kyoko. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. and it's not like we can just run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the
Shall we
gym.
go?
Let's go get going. Alright, it looks like we are heading to the gym. Let's just teleport there. I pass it. Notice I still haven't put that sword back here. I'm actually surprised she doesn't want us to go to the second floor dormitories yet.
Now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I
But
don't
Makoto's supposed to be dead.
believe
What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
Pum.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing.
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
Now...
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? Or I think that was just lose. You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be the chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the class trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you acted like proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench to speak in your precious execution machinery. Atrigo. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for her would surely be a violation of the rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
Pum.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because...
If Makoto really was a killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think of you if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey.
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and
That's what we
square,
have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is it? What is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
It's time for one last
One
showdown.
final battle
Oh, she's saying
between
it.
hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't it, you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, you suggest this might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Let's
myself!
have one final grisly showdown. You agreed? Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long way to climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries. That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do
I
that,
can barely contain
then that'll be enough
myself.
for qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well then good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way out of the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
Guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. And you learn the whole truth, or when you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulation? Which would have to mean that that whoever killed Mukuro, it's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game had begun are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go all quiet all of a sudden?
Now
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad?
Phew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. This bear's crazy. But we already knew that. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is just ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
What did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
Think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem
The mastermind had been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anyone.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept? Talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope and to kill each other and sink into despair, Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. The kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But it's just that... Is it... Dude, I can't read. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet... That same motivation is what led the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast the killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided
at the
slaughter.
very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may have hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Juko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all of their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have the right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in a perfect
In
form.
other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have a slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right this time. At least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been this nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I had shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall
others.
we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? I guess so. Actually, wait. Can I just teleport from here? Whew, this is a lot of talking. I'm already getting tired of talking. Okay, where am I going? To the dorms, or... Actually, should I find her, or... Okay, those are closed. I'm just gonna find Byakuya's door and knock on it. Is he inside?
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. I mean, does it just want us to knock on the doors, or should I go check the dining hall? This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
hey,
I mean, last person is him, right? This is Hero's room. Is he inside?
hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. That is it, right? Am I like forgetting someone? Oh, Hina. We just did a whole lap. Go, go, go. Or Ayo, that's her name. Although I think she goes by Hina. Yeah.
hey,
Okay, dining hall it is. That's closed though, so... Nothing opened up. Please be here. And suddenly we were greeted with... Okay, he's glitching out. You again. Is he broken?
whew,
I suppose his emotional instability reaches limit. Jeez, what the heck?
however,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Is that Makoto?
Hey guys!
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Gee, thanks.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Maybe I am. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto, he smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with
Yes.
Monokuma. Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial.
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial. What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed
That's right.
Mikuro? That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would have to be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Black Hand, is a clear violation to the school regulations. The rules state that only the Black Hand is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the class trial one more time. And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the class trial. When you said now it's time the mastermind... Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. Jesus Christ! I can't read. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
But
Well, we've been looking all around this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
By figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree, why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries. That's why I thought too at first, until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the other ones began...
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro as Kyoko said, then the mastermind would have to had set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he'd have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have stepped foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people we start out with, the only ones still alive are the people who stand right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
What?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
no way.
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure. That's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're the ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So, they must be a high schooler. You can't say that's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We wouldn't notice something sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Hmm?
How very Magnorium? I don't know. Of him unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the very beginning anyways.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely on only myself on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. It's all useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself
Just
too.
a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know. But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depend on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, or here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in a surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just two of us.
Indeed.
Indeed. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors to the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Investigate time. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Okay. You've already read through all this, so I'm not going to worry about doing it again. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusawa, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oops. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Okay, since we're already here, I'm just gonna do these the second floor dorms real quick. In there now. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. These are cool stairs. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Yeah, this is kind of creepy. Okay, so I can actually turn here. Okay. This bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a pile of rubble. Okay, so nothing in here. Let's keep on heading down here. I mean, this is the girls' bathroom. Even a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Fishes. This is actually a much cooler bathroom. But unfortunately, there's nothing to do in here. Okay, we got this room with a giraffe sticking out of a locker. Nice. It's kind of a weird thing to just draw on a door, though. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope Speak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Oh boy, lots to click on. There's a metal plate lock on the door. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, it's locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get in the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers on the locker room on the second floor of school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open these up. Does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran across the card reader, and then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Dude. Please don't tell me it's gonna make me go through all these. Just gotta kind of skip through all these. Just in case like one of them is like mine for some reason. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. I don't think I'm gonna be able to open any of those right now, at least. Maybe if we find someone's handbook or something like that in this room. A fancy little room we got here. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It had more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. It's some kind of design or mistake or construction defect or something.
So...
There's a gap here, but not just a normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. Know how to open it? Did you figure it out? Some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on the PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open up right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
True.
I looked through all the paperwork on the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this, I think I know the password. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be her name. Must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem.
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair. There's not much though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words,
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
whew,
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri, whatever figure, father or something. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get on
correct.
our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get it into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in here. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. Okay, click on the computer again, I guess. No, I'm glad I thought of Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turn the face of the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beep. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
why?
Kyoko. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy? That's what made it so unusual. She was right. It was unusual. And she couldn't stop looking at it. No, not just looking, glaring. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of bad vibe from it. But, I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why? You think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem.
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway,
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm gonna open it. Step by a heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside, and Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? What could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human
Wrong.
bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So,
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that's the same person, may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out, and according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. Okay. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
in other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he also was dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to school. I didn't knowing that there was something whatever. Would she really give up her pride just like for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So, what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a look closer. But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's
Hey.
stuff. It's fine, check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, staring at the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well,
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left us all behind.
now, if
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Okay. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because
Never let anything get in the way of an investigation. I don't. Okay, then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each of them, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this? It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's
in
desk.
other words,
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what this is. I think you're probably
It would
right.
seem...
It might prove useful if we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko. I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Hey,
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey,
Could you leave? Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just
I
a
need to
second.
get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're gonna say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that we can settle with theories. That picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I got myself under control, I returned to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Blah, blah, blah. My mouth is getting tired from talking. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. Find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The mastermind, or the headmaster, is dead. Brother, I don't need all these flashbacks, dude. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... "15 of us met in the main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead." Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it has to be some other way. There just has to be. Okay. We have that card now. I'm gonna go back to the locker room and see if we can open up any of the lockers now. Oh, bypass it. Oh, wait, what about that emergency handbook in the headmaster's room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Took the emergency handbook and ran across the card reader and... beep. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now, let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Okay, this thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I just like kick up there. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really... I missed the word. I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when it got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the ones who came up with the plan directly. It just so happened to be that the headmaster and my father, he was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our students' prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world and serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She says she hasn't seen her dad since she left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, my question mark spinning through my head. Just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, sprawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. That's a little creepy. Okay, I don't think there's gonna be anything else. But I guess I'll check anyways. Oh, those are broken. And last but not least, this one. Oh, there's stuff here. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. Well, we already know who this belongs to. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kind of textbooks and notebooks stacked in no particular order and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There's no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Hero's name. Is this our hero? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. We were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Okay, if he is one of the, like, bad people, I do not remember that at all. I mean, I could guess it just based off the fact that he's, like, the dumbest person ever, but, you know. But the more I see it, the less it makes sense, because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So, why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems to belong to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation, but if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving and investigate forward, and I have to believe in everyone. I mean, he might not be bad, because, like we just said, we found Kyoko's thing too. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Okay, before we go back in there, I'm gonna go to this room. And probably back down to floor 4 too. Raw. We are in the biolab. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? Aren't they supposed to be really cold? Oh, look what we found. Tarps. I've seen a lot of these things lately. Like, so cold. Why is it so cold in here? Here's the first thing I need to figure out. Okay, do we leave any of these open? No. There's some kind of weird machine or something that's built on the wall, and on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side, there's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before, and that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this spy lab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Did I skip through all that? I didn't know I was gonna like do different things on them. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternate standard by dry ice for those whatever. I don't know, I'm getting tired of reading, so like I'm just gonna skip through some of these. You guys can pause it if you want to read through it. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. And about those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue lights come on, which would mean inside each slot that in blue, another one is the victim. Or, dude, I cannot read right now, dude. I can't let my emotions take control now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Yeah, but if you look over here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them all. Da, da, da. Okay. Before I enter those rooms, I'm going to go downstairs. What were all the closed ones? I know... Was it just this and the data center? I think it was. Hey look, a sword, just like the ones we found downstairs. This is the headmaster's room. I heard an awful lot about it, but this may be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not possible.
Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such ignorance.
When we get out of here, remember this moment. Fine, I'll talk to you. We came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetic whatever desk. 78. Student registry. It contains profiles for all of us and Mukuro.
So in other words...
Apparently class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in here along with hers, there can be no doubt Mukuro was the student here at Hope Speak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper has been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page. Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So in other words...
When it comes to this profile, there are more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
Interesting.
I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left with such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through that report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats close, but just will reach out. Okay. Mukuro was part of the ultimate despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro was and the mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture here? A picture of the girl perhaps you've seen before? The girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 7'7", 97 pounds, and even lesser vitals 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? What are you asking me? Like, she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance that the body isn't actually Mukuro. Is that what he's saying? Personally, that's what I think seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm,
It's all
right?
clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What do you think? What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of an advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting kind of tired of reading. I'm like messing up my reading a lot right now, so I'm just gonna mute my mic and continue this playing. So sorry if you wanted to hear me screw up everything, but anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really helped me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to keep watching. Thank you guys for watching.
In other words... I don't have time to play with you.
Hey, Makoto. Yeah. But... 'cause, I mean... Okay. Huh? Yeah!
What? Say what? Hello. Found it. Too bad.
Ah! Huh? Huh? Ooh!
Hey,
But... Um... 'Cause, I mean... So, um...
That is very interesting. They're probably in there watching us, which is kind of creepy to think about. Probably in that little hatch, if I had to guess, like in the hatch waiting for us to leave, and as soon as we left, he controlled Monokuma, or she, I don't know, to like close the lab door and lock it. Anyways, back to the game.
Just a second!
Hey, Yep. Yes, indeed.
You're a liar!
Too bad. Hmm.
So, Huh? Sorry. Okay. You got it! What do you want? What's your problem?
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Um...
What are you gonna do? How strange. Unbelievable.
That's enough.
I see! Aha! Have you reached that certain... You SOB! Yes. Oh, I'm on fire!
Right. Makoto. Indeed. Listen. It would seem... I knew it. Indeed. It would seem... Anyway... Makoto. Listen. I see. So... Makoto. So then... Whew. Because... It would seem... Whew. Indeed. Indeed. Is that right? Because... Wrong. Listen. However... So then... At the very least... Right. In other words... Hey. So... Indeed. Indeed. And? So then... Why? Hey. Whew. So then... What? What? So... Indeed. I see. And? Why is that? Because... What? If that... Makoto. So... Makoto. So... Anyway... Makoto. In other words... However... Why? Whew. Hey. Makoto. So then...
Okay then, are you ready to begin? I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation. So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that? Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word. So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Say what? Too bad.
That's right. It would seem... Hey.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black. There is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. the beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.